Wow, it is actually full marks, not lying for once. Wow. So our job today, there's really just one job, and it's to bring energy to today, which is why we've got someone from Dunfermline and someone from Portsmouth. So that feels like a really good, solid decision. I hope you like that slide. Because I've counted them. There's 36 of them here, Rich, and we're on 6 of them.
Yes.
Which is like rolling an extremely handsome dice.
Absolutely.
That's the way I look at it. So 1 in 6 chance at any time of looking at our ugly gobs. But we're here to do housekeeping. First of all, where's the clicker? Where's the clicker? Click onto the first one.
I've got it.
You've got it. Go for it. There's 3 QR codes that you need to know about. So those of you who are streaming, you can see that, and those of you who are in the room, if you direct your phones to that QR code, that takes you to our landing page for additional content. That's additional Landcat stuff, event stuff, stuff about our speaker, stuff about our sessions, and we'll add to that as we go. In your lanyards here, that takes you to our interactive chat platform, where you will join our streamers who are watching at home. If you're streaming, you are exactly where you need to be. Right, you're there, you can contribute, you can add to the chat. We've got a hardy bunch of Landcats at HQ who are moderating that chat. So if you swear too much, you might not get your questions through, and if you swear too little, you might not get your questions through either. So it's a tightrope that we all have to walk. But if you're in the room and you want to take part and ask questions, that's good too. We will also have roving mics at the end of the session, so if you're feeling brave enough, you can stick your hand up and take part. The third QR code we're not going to labour too much about right now. We'll talk about that later. That leads you to donating to the Samaritans, but we'll talk about that later on. 2 additional boring bits of logistics. There's no fire alarm planned for today, so if the fire alarm goes off, shit's getting real. Save yourself. Every man and woman for themselves. We've got a trapdoor here that we're going to pull and just disappear into, but that's our trapdoor, not yours. If you need a toilet, everyone's a grown-up here, right? Or if you need some fresh air, just head to the toilet. Don't do what I did at the Belfry at the Nucleus conference a few years ago and sit out of politeness and just hold it in for over an hour. That might lead to a bad customer outcome. And no one needs to be known as a person who peed themselves at Landcat Live, do they, Rich?
No, we don't need any more, that's for sure.
Not anymore.
But don't let politeness become cystitis. That's the easy way to remember.
Yeah. That's what they're saying on the NHS now.
Yeah, direct.
But the last bit of logistics is yours, Rich.
Yeah, so we've done at least 3 of these home game events. We're on to the 4th now, and each time we try and act on a bit of feedback. And last time we got a bit of feedback that doing a Scottish event for Scottish people in Scotland was perhaps a bit too Scottish. So I'm here to redress the balance of that. I'm from the south coast of England, and I think we can all agree in financial services, the southeast of England's voices need to be heard a little bit more. So I've worked for the Landcat for a good few years now, and along the way I've learnt their ways, watched them from afar, and picked up some translations. So I've learnt some words and phrases along the way. The first one I learnt is
Bra.
Bra. And that means good, fine, pleasant. And the second one that I've learnt is
Drich.
Yeah, I won't try and repeat that one. But that means like grey, dreary, I guess commonly associated with the weather. And finally,
the third important phrase that you need to learn is stop patronising us, you English prick.
Yes, and that means politely, would you stop talking? So I'll hand over to Steve now.
Yeah, so as Mark alluded to, we're going to address some of the very biggest questions in our corner of the financial services sector today. We're going to look at how to inject new blood into the financial planning profession in particular. We're going to be looking at technology, as we always do at our sessions, and what it's good for. We're going to address one of the very big questions: does size matter?
Does size matter?
And we're, of course, talking about advice firms. So if your mind went somewhere else, that's on you. Shame. Shame. But the first session that we're going to look at is the state of the Scottish nation. And to host that debate, we have financial services Illuminati. You might have seen them on BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Money. You might have seen them interviewed by Martin Lewis. You might have seen them on Sky TV, ITV, Channel 4, GB News,
Sky,
Talk
Talk
TV, leaving us to ask the question, is there anything this man can't do,
or indeed won't do?
or indeed won't do? Ladies and gents, put your hands together for Mr. Tom McPhail.